What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to have a look at my game week 27 free hit team selection. So I am on a free hit. It hasn't been activated, but I'm pretty much there as there was no injuries in the Liverpool game last night. So we'll talk through who's on my free hit, any changes I've made since my last video, and we'll also have a quick review now of how I'm getting on so far in game week 26. It has been an incredible game week for me, as I'm sure it is for a lot of you. I'm on 139 points so far before the Arsenal versus Wolves game has taken place, where I have 6 players still to play in that game with double Wolves defense, White, Saka, Odegaard and Jimenez. So I don't really know what I want. I think I want Wolves to win because they're less highly owned than the Arsenal guys are, but I just think any points from this will finally top off a brilliant game week for me. Anyone else in the sort of 120 plus club, let me know how you're getting on in the comment section down below. But yeah, triple captain Salah getting 28 points, tripled up to 84. What a result. So happy that I went through with it. I was pretty certain on it. I know there are a few people who maybe dwindled on the idea. I hope I convinced a few of you to stay with that triple captaincy on Salah, but very happy with how that went. My bench as well didn't score that well. Only 10 points on my bench, with Foster picking up 6 of them. So again, pretty happy with how that went. Cancelo and the Aston Villa guys didn't punish me nearly as much as maybe as I hoped for. So hoping for a few final points to top off the game week. But now let's look ahead to game week 27 and how my free hit is currently lining up. So, free hit, we start off with the bench where I've made a few changes. We still keep Foster. I know he's away at Manchester United and I don't expect some points from him, but at the moment he's the cheapest starting keeper and I do want a bit of a backup. Elanga comes in as my first sub, so he didn't start the Manchester United game in the Champions League. However, he came on and scored. I do actually expect him to play that Watford game and start at the beginning for them. And at 4.8, I think he's a really nice first sub option if you are on a free hit. Next to him, I've had to downgrade to free up a little bit of money. I've gone with Amati of Leicester and Williams of Norwich. Again, sort of 3.8, 3.9 options who are starting at the moment. Hopefully I don't need them and hopefully they don't have to come off my bench, especially with Elanga first sub, but they are going to start. They are playing for their teams at the moment and they are very cheap and affordable defensive bench options. But in terms of the starting 11, Pope remains in goal. 2 clean sheets for Burnley in game week 26. Hopefully they can keep one in game week 27 as well. 2 good fixtures, although Crystal Palace and Leicester, probably 2 teams that we'd expect to score, but Pope makes the amount of saves he does and the way they've looked in recent weeks, I think Pope is an absolute no-brainer, one of the most essential players if you are going on a free hit this week. In the defense, the first one we add is Tarkovsky. So this is a change from my latest free hit draft. I've changed him away from Ben Mee because Tarkovsky for me has a slightly better aerial threat. I know Ben Mee scored in game week 26, but I'm expecting Tarkovsky to maybe have a slightly better aerial threat against the teams that do concede a lot of chances from set pieces. He was potentially going to be out with COVID, but he's back. As we said, he played the second game in game week 26. So pretty confident he'll be fine to start both of these matches. Next up in my defence, someone who's already in my team, which is Cancelo, away at Everton, hoping that he again gets a few points that he didn't get but so nearly got in that game week 26 fixture against Tottenham. I think he'll be very highly owned. Not a bit of a differential at all for me this week, but one of those players that you just can't go without. Next up in the defence, at the moment I've gone with Livramento, and this is one of the places that is still up for grabs. The reason I've gone Livramento is I don't really have the money to go anyone more expensive, and he is 4.3 million at the moment. Got a 12 pointer in game week 26 and he has Norwich at home, which is why he's in there. I do have a slight concern having come back from injury whether he's going to go and start as many games as I want him to. The Friday night game, so I'm hoping we may get some early team news when we are on our deadline stream, which could impact our free hit draft. But that is the defence. Cancelo, Tarkovsky, Livramento, good fixtures, and the double up of a Burnley defender for Crystal Palace and Leicester. Moving into the midfield now, the first one we've got is Son away at Leeds. Again, Leeds showing in game week 26 quite how many chances they are capable of conceding with the goals against Manchester United and then the 6 goals that they conceded against Liverpool, where Salah and all us triple captainers feasted last night. Son away at Leeds, I do expect some goals from Tottenham given their performance against Manchester City. Although they didn't look great against Burnley, this is the Spurs that we know. They can come good in some games and look poor in other ones, but I'm hoping with the amount of chances that Leeds give up that this is a good game week for them. Next up, next to him we add Riyad Mahrez of Manchester City. Again, my second Manchester City player, with Jesus likely to still be out. If he is back in the squad, I may have to rethink this, but I do think Mahrez, after the defeat to Tottenham, that he will come back into that starting lineup. He's so good when he plays, it's just hard to predict when he does start. So if you do get lucky with him, I think he's a great pick and he is the Manchester City mid that I've gone with at the moment. Next up, we've gone with Sterling to complete that Manchester City triple up. So before I had Foden, but I freed up a little bit more money to go with Sterling because I think he's looking so good and so attacking in recent weeks for Manchester City. It's a good fixture again for all three of them. Going away to Everton, a team that have really struggled in recent weeks, both from an attacking point of view, which is why I'm happy that I've got Cancelo still, but also the amount of chances that they are giving up in recent weeks with the double attack in Sterling and Mahrez, two players that I'm hoping can be as explosive as they have shown that they can be in recent weeks. You could go Foden if you are looking to save a little bit of money, but I just think the explosive nature of these two, the amount of potential that they have to haul in games if they do start, is why I've tried to go with them on my free hit. And finally, in the midfield, I have managed to squeeze in Fernandes here with Watford at home. Again, I almost went Sancho. I think he's a little bit cheaper, and if you don't have the money, I think he's a very good replacement for Fernandes. He's looked good in recent weeks, but I have gone with Fernandes just because of how focal he is, and there is a small chance that, for example, Elanga and Rashford start. However, I don't think there's any chance that Fernandes doesn't start this week, and Watford show that they can still concede chances. They looked better recently, but then conceded 4 to Crystal Palace, so hopefully Fernandes gets something again this week. So that is my defence and midfield. We are chasing 16k subscribers by the end of the month, so if you are enjoying, please do like the video and subscribe to the channel. But going into the forward line, we start with Harry Kane, again, trying to capitalise on the amount of chances that Leeds are giving up. Kane looks so good once again against Manchester City, so hoping him and Son can finally return some points. Haven't owned them very much this season. I think on a free hit against Leeds, it's a great opportunity to go and get them because a lot of people will maybe owning one of the two, but I'm hoping that the double up can really pay dividends this week. Next to them, we have Weghorst to complete the Burnley triple up, one of the other essential players for me this week on a free hit. Crystal Palace and Leicester, two teams again conceding chances from set pieces as well. I think Weghorst is very good in the air, but he's also good with his feet as well, adding another dimension to maybe what Chris Wood had. I like him as an option. He's probably one of the most highly owned players and highly sought after options going into this week, given what he did in Gameweek 26. So he's up front alongside Harry Kane. And finally, to complete the forward line is Broja of Southampton. I had to find some budget options somewhere in my team, given the 4 midfielders and Harry Kane that I have, and I think Broja at home to Norwich is a brilliant option to try and do that. He has looked really good in recent weeks. Him and Che Adams are forming quite a good partnership. I like Che Adams a lot, but it's the price really that does it for me for Broja to go in here over Che Adams. So he's looked good. He's one of their main goal threats. He's great on the ball, great running in behind, and he's got a great finish on him as well. So he is in there as a bit of a cheap punt, but also I think he's a great option. Even if he was more expensive, everyone would be considering him this week. So that is the starting lineup. We've got Cancelo, Tarkovsky, Livramento, Sterling, Mahrez, Son, Fernandes, Broja, Weghorst, Kane, with Nick Pope in goal. My captain for this week is still likely to be Weghorst. I am going for the double game week player, and they have looked good in game week 26 as well. He didn't score against Tottenham, but again, a good result for them, and they are still fighting their best to try and evade relegation. Let me know your comments, your free hit teams in the comment section down below. As I mentioned, chasing 16k subscribers, so if you have enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications because there will be videos and deadline streams between now and the next few game weeks. Thank you all for watching, and I'll be back again very soon.